between fnatic starting on the T side, Dignitas on the CT side, and we're into the pistol now. Olofmeister actually the one going for the utility in this round along with Wenton. Dennis has been made the raid boss.
Yes, indeed, and already a big tell coming out as 3 members of fnatic are making their way down Ivy. Rubino is here, and he's got Config nearby, and Make is Scout in that A courtyard, so this is going to be maybe a little bit tricky for them. Already a bit of a fight going on. Twist is going to be taking down Rubino early on, and Config up on the high ground. He's looking over the smoke to get that kill, tries to follow it up, but he's down 19 health, and then Cajun running up the stairwell, taking down Olof and Lekro both.
Now can Dennis actually put that tech on to use? That's the big question here, because he's got to do some work. Twist has got to smoke to try and set something up. MSL, Config, and Cajun are all 3 of them very low. It's Maggie's who has to try and take the fight for Dignitas. He's got the most HP on the team. That they still need to be able to catch somebody off guard, and MSL might be caught looking the wrong way. There we go, gun barrel sticking out, and Twist is going to find the kill, bringing it to a 2-on-3.
That's a very sneaky kill. Olof could have got a shot there as well. 1 bullet would have taken out Config, I think, at this point in time. We are down to 45 seconds here with the bomb. How do they actually get it out and plant it without losing another member? Because this can't turn into a 1v2 or a 1-on-3 or anything like that, and that's exactly what is going to happen now. Olof left very low on health. A single bullet will take him out, and he doesn't even have the bomb, and Dignitas are on the spot right now. Looks like the Danes are going to come out ahead here. Config with the triple, Cajun with the double kill, and a very fine start for the CT side.
Got to give it to Cajun. And that's where you start to see the cracks, right, of a well-equipped team that has worked together and that knows the timings of how they're going to play the situation, right? Oh, they're going for a fast push on A. How do we handle that? Or are they being aggressive? Right there, it's Cajun where he comes out of nowhere and gets 2 kills that should have never happened over in Brown Halls towards B site by pushing aggressively. Not sure if fnatic, I mean, we didn't see the first kill, unfortunately, but we saw the second one. Don't know if fnatic were covering the back end like that or if they were in the process of rotating onto the A site, but regardless, Cajun just saved Dignitas, because if he doesn't get those 2 kills, I could see fnatic just running over that site.
Yeah, that would have been a likely outcome, I think, because that was the other half of that attack. You know, they had sort of successfully overtaken Ivy.
Yeah.
They just needed the last 2 people to come out of Pop Dog and sandwich that bomb site, and it didn't happen. So I think you're dead on. So very fine start here. They're going to be excited about that one. See if they can follow it up. They're on the CT side, so I think they stand a pretty good chance. I can't think of a good reason why you would lose a round like this if you're Dignitas here.
No, this feels like we're going to see what we saw from, for example, G2 earlier on Train, where you're just going to YOLO out on B as T side. You're probably not going to invest too much in the round. You might go for a force buy because you didn't get the bomb plant, but you're really just going to try and rush B and get that bomb plant as fast as possible. And well, I mean, they still have that option, fnatic, but they have decided in this round to go for a bit of a default approach. They are spread out across the map, but Olofmeister is opening up the Brown Halls towards B, so they do have that option to rotate. Dennis going to get a nice headshot on Config as well. That's certainly going to help.
Just gets everyone on Dignitas a little bit more focused, you have to imagine. It's always a little bit worrying when you end up in a situation where you suddenly lose a member like that. Early headshot's going to be a little bit worrisome. MSL down alone right now on the B-bomb side. There is obviously Maggie's a little bit further back, or sorry, Config a little bit further back. He's down. Cajun. I'll get it right eventually. A little bit further back towards C connector. So not the end of the world here, but I like the fact that fnatic are playing it this slowly. If Dignitas were really rattled by that early kill, they might make a mistake and try and go and peek somewhere.
But Dignitas' MO is to go for rifles. They go for a rifle-heavy approach in the second round, and then they'll get like a UMP, like we see here on MSL. They don't really mess around too much with the MP9s or the MP7s, or try and cut corners with shotguns or anything like that. And so Dignitas right now are just relying on their superior firepower. They're saying, we're going to just sit and wait for you. We have the rifles, you still have the pistols, and you still have to get out onto a site somehow. And it does look like fnatic will wind up rotating over towards B. Wenton is going to have the delayed lurk over here towards Ivy, and Rubino's going to spot that immediately. Easy kill for him. That brings it back to a 4-on-4. And this situation should be just fine for Dignitas. Okay, maybe fnatic get the bomb plant, but you see those rifles coming into play now. And MSL even tried to dart forward, but he's going to get punished. Nicely done by Dennis.
Rubino coming in with the second kill. Cajun actually saving MSL initially because he was reloading and being flanked at the same time, but it kind of works out. They lose 2 people. fnatic did get the bomb down, so I think they're going to be happy, fnatic, right now. Two kills and a bomb plant for that kind of investment. I would definitely take that any day of the week.
What excellent team play from Dignitas, though, and poise. Just be patient. Don't feel pressured. You have the superior firepower. You have the advantage of positioning as well on the sites. Just sit and be confident in your ability to bring the rifles to the bear, to 4, right, when they go for the push. And so Dignitas get rewarded that time, and that's very good on them because, I mean, if theoretically, you know, if they go ahead and try and push, they feel pressured, like, we need to get it back, and another one of them dies, then Fnatic are looking real good to win the round and upset. But the fact that Dignitas just sat still, that was very well done. So now that means that Fnatic, again, are on pistols. Another round of eco for them, and this looks like they want to be a little bit more straightforward this time.
Yep, they do have a couple of flashbangs and a smoke there on Lekro, so I'm loving that already. Good chance they could get another bomb plant in here, and that would definitely help them out a lot in the upcoming round. Maybe even for an early AWP or something like that would be interesting. They are going to put it down on the sidewalk, it seems. MSL and Cajun, they do have a lot of tools to stop this bomb from going down. Let's see if they're going to commit to it. MSL already with the grenade. Going to get one kill on Olive there, and Wenton instantly replies back. Cajun out of the round, and MSL out in the open, sprays fully, and he almost goes down himself. Down to 14 health here. A little bit of backup coming in, but the bomb is already planted. Big success here for Fnatic as they pick up another couple of kills. It's Lekro alone, and there's no way out except death. Oh no, that grenade doesn't even touch him. Config takes him out beforehand, but it would have been the grenade anyway. And a huge successful round here for Fnatic. Really big plays. Yeah, all of that timing, right? The smoke nade that gets thrown just as the push comes through, so it's rendered completely useless. MSL definitely feeling the heat there as he tries to fall back. I mean, a scary situation, but again, Dignitas at this point, they're just wiping the sweat off their brow, and they're like, all right, we survived again the rush. They can run them over. That's the thing with these pistols, Tech 9s. You have a couple of Tech 9s and some P250s. You're doing so much damage. But Dignitas, once again, keep their cool, and now they actually have all of the rifles here, both teams, in fact, and Dennis is going to be the one opping for Fnatic here on T-side. So, not Olaf, not Twist. And I do kind of like this. Let Twist play with the rifle and just let him focus on the calls at this point. Don't force him to play that op role on top of it. Yeah, it's very different. There are obviously some leaders that sort of like to do both, but it seems like it's sort of a specialized role, you know. Not everyone can do it, so I kind of agree. It's like, what, Fallen is the only one who stands out right now, and even then, I mean, yeah, he is kind of like the exception, I guess. Everybody else behind. But still, I do like to see Fnatic kind of post up right now, very passive towards Alley to see if anybody pushes aggro there, and then pairing up in Brown Halls. You know, I mean, it's fun because you watched G2 on train earlier versus SK. What did Fallen do in the first buy round that G2 had? He rushed to he rushed Brown Halls with an AWP, point blank somebody, and fell back. Dignitas are like, yeah, you're not going to be able to do that to us, Fnatic. There's going to be two guys here, ready and waiting. If you push, you may get one, but we're going to trade you, and then we'll have the advantage. The money is so bad for the Danish side right now. If they lose this round, they're probably going to be forced to eco straight away here. So Fnatic have done a really good job. They are running the clock a little bit low, and they got to be careful about that. It might become obvious at some point, especially because I think they've got someone pushed up into the main here. Config very far on the T side of the map, so they will know. That's also why they have two people, Dignitas, down on the B-bomb side. They dropped the bomb in first. What are we even watching right now? Meg is flashed, and he's going to be going down, but MSL with a quick reply. Fnatic still trade favorably, and this is looking good for the Swedes. Is that like confusion tactics or something? Dennis going to catch Cajun B, rotating out into the open. Easy pick there with the AWP, and that's it. That cans it for the round. Dignitas going to back off. But is that like just, you know, confusion tactics? Like, here, have the bomb, and then while Dignitas are wondering what the hell's going on, then they push behind it? I feel like he must have been trying to throw it to a teammate. That doesn't, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. What does make sense is the magical flashbang that landed on Magus down there. That's an angle that's become so popular where I mean, if you just look at it, if you just drew it on the minimap, you would say, well, that doesn't seem like a good angle. There's no coverage. He can't run away anywhere, but actually it is. It's really hard to see it when you're coming in from the T side. You're looking at every other angle, and suddenly there's a guy out in the open, and you're just not really used to checking there. So that flashbang was dead on him, and it was perfect pretty much. Really well done by Fnatic. And I think that sets a dangerous precedent here for Dignitas. You know, they just got completely rolled in that round. Yeah, that is actually a really scary scenario for him, considering the focus from Fnatic towards B. Now this is going to 4. And, I mean, going off the information, you're right to point it out, Config, who had pushed main, he's giving him an early warning. And so they even had a third guy waiting close in connector to support, and all three of them just get wiped out. Like, that's not good enough if you're Dignitas. So Dignitas looking to change things up, though. They're like, okay, it's not going to be early aggression from Fnatic towards B. We're instead going to put towards Alley and expect them. Like, these are mind games now starting to come into it, where Fnatic are trying to counter a shift from Twist, who would maybe want to go towards Alley early on this round. And because they saved some rifles, they've been able to buy up on the rest, so it is definitely not perfect. But they do have the 4 smoke grenades, even the Molotov there on Rubino. It's not the end of the world for Dignitas. But if they get shot out here, then Fnatic will probably just equalize the game very early on, and Again, we all kind of do expect Fnatic to take this map away, but dignitas would have to show us that they could maybe do a little bit on the CT side here, just come up with something interesting. Right now, they're playing a very default style.
Well, there's the flash, beautifully done. Magus going to have to fall back a little bit. That actually forces the smoke from Magic Boy now that he's lost that, so... I'm wondering if Magus was close enough to hear the bomb drop. That's my question. But then no rotation, no movement at all from the rest of Dignitas. MSL is about to be in a world of hurt here because Fnatic, they're playing a game of chicken. It's going to be B-side again.
He's putting out some grenades. He's just trying to stay alive for the moment. Goes for a bit of a fight, but he's way out in the open. I kind of wish he would have actually just stayed behind that carriage. But now that it's all said and done, they are just going to fall back immediately, leaving Magus go by Pop Dog. He's got the shotgun anyway, so might as well TV and maybe pick someone off if they come hunting for the weapons here, but not a bad choice for dignitas to give up on this round, really.
No.
Bad luck for MSL, though.
I think it's the only choice. And I think that's all. I wonder, can you get that deep where MSL has the UMP? Is it the end of the world if he dies? I mean, you've obviously banked, you've gambled on A site being the choice. Fnatic have gone B site 4 times in a row now. And so this is what dignitas are starting to think, right? They're like, okay, they've gone B 3 times in a row up until this round. Now they've gone B 4 times in a row. When are they going to swing to A? Is it going to continue being B? Do we need to start stacking B? But we also want to be there to head them off if they come A, hence the CT setup this round. And so MSL right now is just going through his brain, you know, trying to figure out the pattern here, if there is one, or if Fnatic are really just going to be like, actually, we're just going to go B until you force us to go A.
Yeah, and I mean, on the other side of that, the most advanced they've been is Config hanging out in T main. They haven't been pushing down Ivy, they haven't been pushing up in brown holes, so they have very little information to work off of, and I suspect that will change pretty soon for dignitas. They must be playing around, you know, within the next couple of rounds here, where they can actually get some information about what's going on. But Fnatic are well prepared for the potential Ivy push, and that's really well. That's well played and well read, I think, right now for Twist.
I wonder, I mean, that deep smoke is so annoying for Fnatic because now they actually have to sit and wait because they don't know if somebody pushed aggressive behind it. You can see 3 guys currently being held over by Ali due to 1 smoke. As soon as it starts to clear, which is about now, they're going to start pushing forward. And so it does look like it's going to be an eventual crunch onto the A site here. 3 players over by Ali, 2 of them fit to go down Pop Dog. Magisk is still holding Pop Dog, though, with that Swag 7 up close. So I think he's going to be the linchpin here. He's going to be the key player for Dignitas. If he can lock down Pop Dog, then the rest of Dignitas can focus on this alley push that's about to come in because Rubino's going to be able to spot over that smoke.
The problem is Config was already here in the pistol round, so I'm sure Fnatic are going to be looking for it this time. You see Wenton already there looking right over the smoke. Not sure if Rubino realized that was the same position. Wenton also taking out Config. Good reply here. MSL and Cajun coming into it. That leaves it in a 3-on-3.
This is an unbelievable round. Okay, Cajun B is going to find Wenton. So there's the man advantage. Lekro's at 11 HP right now. They need to get that bomb planted immediately, and Dennis is the one carrying it. It's a little bit of a scary situation. He's going to have to donate a Molotov over to Pop Dog just because his teammate is so very low. Not the best defense there to cover him while he gets that plant. But now they're going to get that smoke down on connector. That's going to buy some time, and Cajun is alone. No possible boost for him. So he actually just goes lurking right through the edge, and Lekro not going to be able to land the shot. So it's all on Dennis now, and he knows where one of the players is coming from. Peekaboo on Magus, but instant headshot from the young Dane. Shuts him down. 3 players survive for Dignitas, and an excellent round for them.
I really wish Magus hadn't got that kill. That must have been the worst possible flashbang down pop I've ever seen in my life. Just, I don't ever want to see that ever again. That was miserable. But it did work out. No thanks to the grenade, just a really good headshot. So I guess in some ways he does deserve it. An important round, I would say, for Dignitas to hold on to the first half here. Again, they've been saving guns, and if you keep giving up rounds to save your rifles, eventually you've got to make it count. If you just save, save, and then you lose the round, it's like, well, we just gave up 3 rounds for nothing. But it's a pretty good job here. 4-2, and then Fnatic still able to buy.
Quite a bit of money, and a missed opportunity there by Olafmeister. Clever play there from Config, kind of jumping around. Makes it a difficult shot. MSL pushed up on the edge of the smoke. Brown Hall's not going to be able to pick up a kill. Instead, he donated. Well, how? What? A grenade just looks like it's going to just paste him. And it's not going to happen. No damage taken from the nade whatsoever. But Rubino getting a kill to start things off versus Olaf is a pretty solid start here.
Yes, it is. I think that grenade bounced into the wall, so a little bit unfortunate, but still a lot of damage being output, and Dignitas finally being a little bit proactive, you know? Taking the fight up in brown holes like that, got to slow Fnatic down a fair bit. They've also almost taken out Twist, so this will be very difficult, I think, for Fnatic to get back into this round. They do... No, they don't even have the AWP picked up right now. Sort of wish they could have, maybe, if they had that, maybe they could have gone for a boost over here.
Yeah, look to the back train.
Yeah.
Instead. I mean, they've had so much success on B. Looks like it's going to be more B. Let's go. Timing is pretty ripe, but MSL is going to find Twist first. Cajun B not going to hit the shot on Lekro, but he does get the follow-up. And now Wenton and Dennis, the last two alive. At least they have the bomb, but it's all about getting the bomb plan in this situation. And Magisk is going to find the kill on Dennis, so it's all on Wenton now. He's got 10 HP left, and MSL hunts him down. Easily done here for Dignitas. A very clean retake, and even a barbecue potentially there.
Just making sure those people don't respawn in the middle of everything, you know. Gotta wait until the next round. That's only config going down in that round. A lot of money being saved for the CT side, and they're going to feel really good about that. They had 3 surviving the last round. They had 4 surviving this round. That's a trend that just has to continue here, so they can build a bit of a bank and move forward here. But fnatic actually being shut out of that round quite a bit, especially because of the early aggression that we were asking for a little bit earlier in the game.
Yeah, a little bit more of a passive hold with Cajun on high like that. So they're making adjustments, Dignitas, if fnatic are going to go for the rushdown plays. You put MSL at risk, but then if Cajun is there to be the anchor, it can still work, as we just saw. And so Dignitas, they're going for the gamble again. They're saying, right, they got slammed on B. It's going to be quick A. They've got 4 players here on the A side for Dignitas. Things are about to get hairy here for fnatic unless they can find a kill very quickly. And Wenton catches them lined up. Couldn't be better.
Meg is trying to bring it back, but it is not enough. fnatic just swarming the bomb site and never letting go. MSL, it's not even clear that it makes sense for him to fall back. He has no idea if they're already sneaking up behind him here. fnatic, 2 AWP saved, 2 AKs right now. Their economy is very bad at the moment, so they can't throw away too many rifles hunting him. But at the same time, Dignitas only really have 3 players that have a decent economy to buy next time. So if he saves this 1 AK MSL, Dignitas are going to be thrilled about that.
I was about to say there, Lekro. That's a little bit of a stretch if you're going to save both AWPs on T-side train. Not necessarily the best way to go about getting rounds. MSL, he's going to get spotted here in a moment by Olafmeister, who's on high. Olaf definitely spotted him. Yep, easy shot for Olaf. And a round on the board for fnatic brings him up to 3. So fnatic, I mean, T-side train, after all, you're looking for 6 or 7 rounds, and so they're looking very good right now.
Man, it must be an intense view from the inside of that booth. You know, you really are in a bunker in there. Absolutely love the stage setup.
Oh, it's glorious, man. This is one of the most impressive stages I think we've seen in esports, period. Yeah, regardless of game.
It's very well done. Now, by the way, they told us that railway car that's down there is actually a real one.
Yeah.
It isn't a prop. They actually somehow got it into the arena. I don't know how. It is 5-3, and we are moving into the 9th round here. Dignitas being put to the test right now. They've bought 2 AWPs, a Scout, and 2 M4s. They do not have very many grenades, and there's no armor on Rubino, so this could be a really tricky round for them, especially because fnatic seem very explosive. It seems like they wait around and see if Dignitas are going to try anything, and, well, they did. Meg is going to be taking down Wenton, who is alone, and look at fnatic. They want to respond on the other side of the map. They want to push in, but there's already 2 people here. MSL doing a lot of damage, almost sprays down 2 people, and Cajun, can he catch them crossing? He's trying one more time. The bomb is going to go down, but this should be a retake every day for Dignitas.
Yeah, especially, wow, there we go. Rubino hits the shot on Lekro, and that pretty much seals it. Olafmeister, he can even be thinking, okay, I'm just going to back off and hold on to my AK at this point.
Yeah.
No way am I holding a 1v4 retake, although they have kind of made it interesting for him. 3 ops. For some reason, they're rocking 3 ops right now, Dignitas, but...
You can tell they're very paranoid on the other side as well. They're really moving in tactically, but it doesn't really matter. It's a little bit comical there. Yeah, this is a good choice for all of mine. There's no point in sticking around, even with the Molotov. Actually, they didn't have a smoke, but there's no way for him to know that. So maybe there could have been like a 1 in 1,000 chance that he could have won that round, but it's something like that. The odds have got to be 6-3. And I think sadly for fnatic, that was a very quick reset off of their own round win. They can still buy, but they have got to be really careful right now. And they only say 2 of the orbs, Semler, so it's...
that's a bit more
They
reasonable.
were listening.
That's a bit more reasonable. 3 ops, I mean, maybe you go Na'Vi at, like, double op, Scar 20, Flamey. That's definitely one of his go-tos. But, I mean, right now, they decide to go for a bit of a catch-all approach, and it's just not going to happen here. Cajun B, actually going aggressive on upper, is going to get punished in the end. That gives Olafmeister the option to go for his AWP, but Rubino's going to catch out Wenton in the meantime, and Wenton, that's 2 really tough times, 2 rounds that he's not really done too much over at Alley. Might come back to haunt fnatic as they try and bring it back. Config going to catch Twist peeking, and Dennis right on the edge, and Config's going to walk right into him. Easiest kill of Dennis's life.
And you gotta wonder about, again, Config, he does tend to take these fights where it's not maybe quite necessary, you know? We had a 4-on-3 right there for Dignitas. They should have been just fine with that. Now Rubino sandwiched in a little bit. I'm not sure Magus can help him too much from that position that he's currently in. He does walk in. Rubino now being forced out with a Molotov, and he's in a very odd position. If he gets shot in the back right now, that's not going to be a great setup for Dignitas here. And look at he sees the shadow as well. Easy kill for Dennis, and Olof even picking up MSL now. Magus alone in a 1-on-3, and he's not going to get it done. Even falls off the ladder there. Lekra with the final kill of the round. That went from a 4v3 into a lost round very fast, and I don't think that was necessary.
Yep. This is one of those unforced errors from Dignitas that they seem to just be. I mean, it is a confidence game at the end, right? And so you have to kind of weed that out of yourself, where you're still maintaining confidence in your ability to win the duels. Just don't go hunting overly much for the duels, right? Lekra, that's a perfect example. In the group stage, we saw multiple occasions where Magisk or Config or even Cajun, you know, they get a pick and then they go for a re-peek, they get punished, and they just throw away situations that are advantageous for themselves. So that's a classic case right there. That round could have gone Dignitas' way fairly easily if Lekra doesn't offer himself up as a sacrificial lamb to Dennis.
MSL ends up going down. That's a very quick round. fnatic back with the confidence for sure. They knew that was going to be an eco round. They had a really good read on what the economy were like for the Danish side, and that's almost tying up the scoreline here. fnatic are putting in a very good first half right now, and they seem to be just really in the zone.
Yeah, they're getting a maximum amount of pressure up right now on Dignitas, who are going to go for a force. And I mean force just because look at their nade count. They have a single kit on Config, and that's because he's skimping on the helmet. And Cajun B is the only man with a full set of nades right now on Dignitas' side. They've all gone M4s, and fnatic, they've had some success on A, but they could be just gearing up for that B push again. It's been so good for them. So now that you don't really have the nades on Dignitas, you don't have the incendiaries, you're limited on your HEs, etc., you can have the option to go for the rush play, and fnatic look like they're gearing up for it now. How does Lekra win that duel?
I don't know, Configur's looking the other way. I think now Cajun and MSL going down. Magisk, that'd be a bit much if he could bring this back. He hasn't really reloaded yet either. Olof going to be pushing up and almost getting shot down, but actually does the re-peek, and now Rubino in a 1-on-3 right here, and Dignitas, if they lose this round, they are going to be back to ecoing again. They just won't have the money for it, so fnatic with a huge blow to the Danish team. This is very impressive.
You see the nade advantage? They're just throwing nades like they're candy. They don't care. It's Halloween. Here, have as many as you like. I mean, that's the main issue. That was very clever on fnatic's side. They're just thinking, well, they don't have any nades. We can do whatever we want at this point. If they've bought, okay, let's go. Like, this is very nicely done, and that's going to give them a 6th round here on the board. So Dignitas are the ones who are going to be left in a bit of a tight spot because their money is definitely not looking good.
No, they are having a little bit of an issue right now. I mean, what's interesting, there are different ways of playing train if you're on the T side to what fnatic are doing right now. You see some teams trying for really elaborate fakes where they put the wall of smoke up in A and then they end up in B anyway, or they go back through Pop Dog into A. Right now, fnatic, they seem very content to, as soon as they get any sort of amount of information on where the CTs are, then they go on it. The call comes through almost instantly, you can tell. This time it was shutting down Config outside, and because he's that far up, they feel like there's a good chance that there are going to be 2 more people out here already, so let's just go for it straight away, you know. And there doesn't seem to be much of an input lag on when they see the CT players, and they just execute the strat, whatever it is. Right onto a side. Very good stuff. This round is another one of those where can't really expect too much out of Dignitas. Maybe if they catch Twist like that, Magisk with at least a kill.
That's a feel-good moment. At least you get a kill, right? And then a second one picked up. Rubino's going to find one. MSL's got that M4. Going to be able to drop the bomb carrier. If he could have picked up that kill on Lekra, though, that would have been huge. Olofmeister out of position to support his teammate. Not going to happen, and that means fnatic pull ahead in the round 7-6 on T-side train. They're doing an excellent job. They've got MSL and Dignitas right where they want them. The constant pressure now of Dignitas not having an economy to fall back on means that if fnatic win a round, boom, that's 2 rounds basically, because Dignitas are going to be in an eco scenario.
Very tricky here. And remember, the winner goes to play Na'Vi tomorrow in the semifinals, just in case you're wondering what they're actually playing for here. A lot on the line, and that matchup is going to be hard no matter what. Config finally winning a fight there. Does go down to Twist, and in the meantime, they've got a bit of a double setup over by Ivy. Flashbang can come through. Wenton, he eats the whole flashbang, but can they follow it up? They won't. You thought Magisk was going to push through there.
Yeah, I thought that was dead. I thought Wenten was dead, and he's actually wondering himself. He's just, you know, pinch me. Am I still here? Is this real? Because he should be gone off the map. It should be a man advantage for Dignitas right now, so no idea what happened. Basically, I think Magisk got caught on the shelving system or whatever, the cabinet in there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but it seems like it. And now fnatic finding their way back to the B-bomb site, same as it ever was. There's two people on there, MSL and Cajun, and they have a couple of flashbangs to buy time with, but it is not going to be a lot. Smokes are oh, actually, they might go for it instead. They're going to put the smoke up to Ivy, and Rubino's in a great position. He's not going to get smoked here.
No, he's on spot. He's going to have to be that anchor player, though. There it is. He spots the one man coming out through main. Sees the second through electric. Twist is gone. And now Rubino turns into a game of turkey hunting. He picks up another one. There's 3 for Rubino. Perfectly done. And now it's on Wenten, who really hasn't had too much luck so far this half. It's up to him now to find a way to make this 1v4 happen with 25 seconds left. And it's just not meant to be. Excellent work from Rubino. That's what Dignitas need. They need some standout plays like that. They need somebody to just come through and just shine.
I mean, that's definitely the risk with what fnatic were just doing, because normally if you go for that kind of play, you just have 1 or 2 people up in hallways. They smoke Ivy and come up Pop Dog. The rest are going to be smoking where Rubino was. They're going to be putting up the wall of smoke over by the C connector, and that wasn't happening this time, so he just had a clear view right to where they were coming out. That ties the scoreline at 7-7. And moving us into the 15th round, the last of the half here. To see if Dignitas could pick up 1 more. They desperately need it.
And it's again the setup. Fnatic are like, right, okay, we're done with A. Let's start heading towards B. See if we can get that rush going again. There's the smoke to clear, the flash, and yeah, not wasting any time at all. In fact, they're changing up the pace. MSL, he's actually changed up his position, though. Olofmeister are going to check it, but he gets annihilated. It's a 1-for-1 trade, and Cajun B on high. Free kill for him on Wenten. But Dennis has managed to pick up a kill on Config in the meantime, and he's pushing aggressively as well. That's what needs to happen, but Twist going to get caught looking the wrong way, and now it's a man advantage going into the retake here for Dignitas. This definitely, I mean, with Dennis on high, but they have so many nades, Dignitas. There's no way that he's going to be able to get into this in a meaningful way.
No, he definitely shouldn't. Dennis, a little bit scary, going to walk right into Magisk. He does pick up that kill. Makes it a 2-on-2, not at all bad. They don't have any Molotovs on the T side, but Lekro going to pick up a headshot as well there on Cajun, and Rubino takes 1 in return. He's going to try and smoke it up, and up on the low ground, actually. Dennis coming in, just sprays right through, and that's a triple kill. Dennis clutching the round for fnatic and making it 8-7 for his team. That's a big loss there for Dignitas. And just to point out, actually Twist's idea was great. He wanted to catch Cajun coming off the sniper spot. He almost did it, but then after he went down, they should have probably lost the round there.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, they had full nades practically, Dignitas, to make that retake easier, smoke off the positions, use the grenades, and then they ended up holding on to them, all of them pretty much. I mean, it kind of sucks for Magisk, but then at that point, once you know that Dennis is on high, where's the smoke so that you can focus on the guy on the bomb site that you know has to be there? Just interesting. I mean, a little bit of a breakdown, perhaps in communication, but that definitely cost Fnatic because now they're behind in rounds, and you really, I mean, you want that 9-6 finish if you're CT side, worst case scenario. So it'd be 8-7. Yes. It's looking grim for the Danes.
I think that's particularly true when you know that that how good Fnatic are on this map compared to Dignitas, and they don't have the most practice. I would say things are looking really dire right now for the Dignitas team. Fnatic, on the other hand, I mean, they just sort of turned up and clocked in and did all the work that was necessary. There was really not much messing about on their side of the map. Now they're going to be playing on the CT side.
Yeah, and it's good. This is where they should be able to shine again because they should be able to force those duels. They should be able to actually just look for Dignitas setting up and landing the shots. Because that's exactly what happened. Olofmeister not going to win the duel versus Magisk. Somehow Magic Boy comes out ahead.
How does it even work? Now they're in a 4-on-5. Cajun does have the Tech 9 and armor. We'll see if he can put it to good use right now. They're out in the site, but they need to get that bomb plant down quick before actually the rest of Fnatic show up, and they are coming in from behind. Magisk picking up one more headshot, taking down Dennis. That's a 5-on-3 now, and Wenten in a really awkward position. Couldn't get away in that lane. Ends up going down to MSL, and Twist and Lekro. They need to do something here. They were in a 2-on-5, and Lekro finally steps up, takes down one, but he's got no assistance from Twist, and that's going to be the round for Dignitas. If there was any chance for them to save this this map, it would have to be with winning this pistol round. Yeah, especially after I mean, that's actually a point that we forgot coming out of the first half, is that Dignitas won the pistol round in the first half and still only got 7 rounds on CT side train. That's obscene.
So now, well, we got to see. Dignitas, hey, you've got both pistols. You have no excuses now. If you get both pistols, the chances of you winning the map go up in a huge way. And so you really need to be able to get the job done now that you're on the T side. We really get to see MSL shine.
A lot of power already behind this round. Config just, I feel like, does what he really wants to do here and just run and gun with the UMP, completely unleashed and looking for kills. Problem is, he sometimes plays in like this in rounds where it really matters. Gonna go for a bit of a shot. Oh, but Electro and Twist! It actually spirals out of control for Dignitas, and suddenly they're in a 1v2 here. Cajun in the back line. The bomb is down, but still.
This is the trap, and you got caught. Get out, Dignitas. Fnatic giving them an elementary lesson, basically, in CS, which is you don't run and look for duels in an anti-eco. You don't just power around and look to take fights one-on-one. That's the whole point, is sticking together as a group. So that situations like that can't get out of hand, can't get out of control. Fnatic, oh, that they just got gifted it. They just got gifted away back into this, Anders.
Yeah, that's a mistake they can't afford at that point in time. Once they have the site and they can get the bomb down, then just focus on that. And when it's about to explode, then by all means go and look for frags if you want to with the UMP, but not before that actually happens. So they are being taught some really valuable lessons here, Dignitas. You just wish it wasn't in a quarterfinals of such a big tournament, right? that they're sort of figuring some of these things out. And they are similar mistakes that we pointed out all throughout this tournament.
No, I mean, these are mistakes that teams have been learning from, rather, for the past 3 years. I mean, it's been a long time coming, but yeah, I mean, the coach does not look too excited right now, you know, and that kind of is telling, because right now his team are making mistakes that I bet he wishes he just had like a, I mean, he could just like slap them upside the head right now, you know, from behind, just, you know, like, don't peek, don't go for duels. Come on, Lycro, calm down.
He can. I don't think Dignitas has a contract about slapping your players. I bet that isn't a thing. So probably be just fine, I think. 10-8 and into the 19th round we go. I don't know. I mean, I'd be shocked if Dignitas can bring this back. But let's see if they have anything special planned on the T side. They did sort of let this map through with a little bit of surprise almost that they did.
I mean, so far this is playing into Fnatic's hands. Now they actually have an even buy to Dignitas's. And well, Dignitas now, there's the timing. Well done, Lecro spotted on the site. He's going to be able to turn around. Perfect prioritization from him, but it's not going to save him from Config's sick aim. Config able to hunt him down, but still, man advantage for Dignitas. Magus Boy very low on HP, and so Fnatic have to find a way to get this retake going. It's still early enough. They have 3 kits, and they have some nades to work with, but they don't have, they don't account for MSL hiding on the other side of that smoke.
It's a very smart play for MSL, but now they have a Molotov left still on the T side. They just need to play this one slowly and steadily and wait for Fnatic to come in and try and defuse that bomb. Oh, good headshot, actually. Rubino being taken out. Magus very low on health. Can they put a Molotov back there? They actually already used theirs. Now see if they can push up. Wenton going to get the kill on Config as well, and he's got his back turned. That's going to be the triple. Wenton going to be able to take them out, and he's standing in the fire. Oh, no! He's going to be going down, and Twist. He doesn't explode with the bomb, but he couldn't do anything. So sick. It sounded like maybe he had enough time, but that was the last thing that Dignitas were able to do in that round. Put the Molotov up.
So sick. Exactly. The volley actually saves it doesn't matter. And it's literally the only thing they can do at that point. Because when Config gets picked, he's the one with the HP. He's the one who's supposed to be there to watch your back. You literally have one option to win the round, and they managed to do it, Dignitas. What a clutch. And that keeps them fighting. Fnatic, they have the money to go for a buy regardless, but still, Dignitas, that should put some wind beneath their wings, right? That's a feel-good moment right there. And we could see more of the same here for them. Look at this. Just invading Brown Halls very early on, and they're definitely gearing up for a quick B play again. Rinse and repeat.
Lecro is alone on the side, although crucially, Olofmeister coming in with the AWP, and that's going to be a quick kill there. Followed up, taking down Config. Solid setup this time. It doesn't matter. Olof doesn't need to fight anything right now. They're in a 2-on-4. This is a round that Fnatic really can't lose.
Yeah, cutting it a bit too close. Fnatic convinced that they're going to show him that last round was a fluke. And, well, Dennis, Lecro, and Olofmeister picking up all the kills this round. Olaf not going to make the jump, but still, that doesn't matter when you're going to be able to get the defuse. and completely wreck Dignitas now, because that's going to reset Dignitas hard. And actually, I mean, that's going to be a mental reset as well as an economic reset, because Dignitas, they were probably like, okay, it was a bit close, but we won the clutch. Let's go, boys. We can rush them down. No, you just got slapped. What do you do now?
Just to point out, I mean, they did lose all the rifles in that round, even though they won it. And just imagine for a moment what happens if all of Meister is late on that rotate. You know, even 4 or 5 seconds, you know, that is a really tough situation for Lekro to be in. So great timing between the Fnatic members. They're also almost all tied for scoreline here. It's pretty impressive. Everybody's helping out. Same is almost true for Dignitas. Actually, Config is a little bit low on the scoreboard, which I suspect he'll try and catch up on here on the T side. He seems to be a player that does thrive pretty well being, you know, just running in and shooting.
Yeah, creating space. Here we go. Another eco rush coming through, and they just go jumping this time around, and it's perfectly done by Lekro. No problems. Olaf going to miss a shot on Cage, and 2 of them, in fact. That's why I think he just wanted to be generous, allow Lekro to get that quad kill in the end, pad those stats, right? It's like, you're right, Anders. Everybody is a bit too close together. Lekro, you know what? Here's a boost.
That was not at all bad, was it? The Molotov, perfect timing, and they just all bunched up on top of it. 12-9, the scoreline, only a 3-round gap, but given how Fnatic are playing and the level of confidence here, I still can't see a way for Dignitas to get back into this. They haven't shown me anything yet on the T side that makes me think, this is the way back. This is what they've got planned, or surprise for us. It's not quite enough right now.
Especially when they go for a buy like this one. This is almost where you want to see a half buy with Tech 9, Kevlar, and like a couple of nades, right? Because you've got AKs, you had an AWP, but you have no nades. You have 2 smokes to work with here. So this is all about catching Fnatic off guard. Dennis right on the edge of the smoke. Flash might be coming through here. He might actually eat that.
They're going to boost him behind the smoke. This is very clever. I've seen them do this before, actually. They can just look over it and see if Magus can find anyone. He's not going to do it on the other side, but that is such a good idea. They're going to run into Olaf anyway here. He does not go down, but Config picking up a kill on Wenton and then on Dennis following that one. So suddenly they are in a 3-on-3. A little bit of a flashbang comes out. Olaf in the corner. Oh, it's a 2-for-1. Magus can Config. The duo is gone. And Fnatic pushing on to 13 rounds.
They're getting completely shut down. And yeah, when the clever plays don't work, that's the frustrating thing. Because after that, you kind of just have to commit and go for the fights. But Olaf is fired up now. And they're hitting their shots, Fnatic. That defense out on the yard, when it gets open ground like that, that's where they're really going to shine, Fnatic, because they're just going to be able to start hitting those shots, especially if you're limited on your utility the way that Dignitas were. And this forces Dignitas. Look at this. I mean, they don't have a single flash. I'd actually prefer one of these guys rocking a P250 to go for a flash grenade instead, just to give themselves some options here. But it's just going to turn into a turkey shoot again. Wenton going to start things off, takes down Config.
Yeah, they've got to be feeling very good right now on the Swedish side. And Dignitas winning the pistol here on the second half, but then losing the subsequent round. That is really coming back to haunt them as well. Yeah, and as you said, a complete cleanup here. Nothing really else to say about it.
Yeah, this is all about the next round now for Dignitas, obviously. Fnatic 13-9 in the lead, now 14. And so this is it. Dignitas, you just went for pretty near hard eco. Now you have the grenades, you have everything. You aren't even going for an AWP. You're just going straight AKs across the board. It means that you're going to be very mobile, that you can go for the ultra aggression, that you can just try and get a very fast pace set up here.
And that round, Olaf starting with a little bit more than 13,000 in the bank. So he spent a little bit of it, but still, that means Dignitas have to win so many consecutive rounds in order to force any kind of an ego here on the Swedish side. Yeah. They've cemented themselves very well, Fnatic, right now. 9-14 is the scoreline here. Dignitas, now is the time. It's pretty much now or never. Already very quick out on the arc. Going to try and see if they can rush down Twist in the back line here. And a little bit of a battle going on. Cajun winning the first fight, but Rubino goes down. Wenton chiming in, and Twist going for a full spray, taking out Config and Magus. He's going to connect, but he goes down. It's just too much. 3 versus 1 at the end. Fnatic making it to map point here, 15-9.
Total obliteration. Look at that. What? I went and... Oh yeah, Jumpy's just like, calm down. It's not done yet. It's not over until you got 16 rounds. So let's see. We got to keep Fnatic. They have to just keep cool. And we'll see if they're actually going to be able to just close this out nice and neat and move on to that second map, which is going to be Cobble, which is Dignitas' pick. And so keep in mind, this is Fnatic's pick after all. And so Dignitas, they might be a little shaky on it. They might be we may not be seeing, you know, the proper level of what they're truly capable of on a map that is their own. We'll get that next on Cobble.
You certainly gotta hope so. Right now, Fnatic definitely looking very good at the moment here, but there will be a little bit of reset, and I think dignitas know that this was a definite possibility on this map. They are gonna try and see if they could maybe find their way into this A yard again.
Change of pace this time around, but again, limited on the nades. A few flashes, there we go, and Olafmeister not caught sleeping. Rubino put to rest instead, and Olaf with the second kill on Maggie's. He finally gets taken out, but the damage is done. Twist is going to catch Cajun B looking the wrong way, and it's all going to be on MSL now to pick up a nice frag on Twist. It's still 1v3, and that bomb is dropped out in the open with 2 players from Fnatic camping it and watching exactly where you're coming from. No hope at all for Dignitas in the end. And that was a very clean win coming through for Fnatic. Definitely showing up and getting work done.
Yeah, they were playing like a team that even if they had lost the next 2 rounds after the pistol, they would have probably still won this map, it seemed like. I don't actually think that was even the deciding difference. So very well played by the Swedish team here, and that's going to be a big victory for them, defeating Dignitas here. Just considering the sort of state they've been in, you know. Olaf did say in the pre-match interview that he felt like maybe he were underrating them a little bit, and they hoped they could surprise. They did it on the first map here. I think they played very solidly. Now the question is if they could do it on Dignitas map pick as well. I think that's going to be the true test, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where, I mean, Cobble, it is possible to have the run and gun style, the ultra aggression, right? And to play into an aim game. It is possible to do that. And so Fnatic, they're not done yet. You still have one of the masters who's capable of anything, Olafmeister, right? So given the right situations, I mean, on Train, T side, it felt like Fnatic really did get to play their game. They were constantly rushing out and yard rushing B, but mainly looking for fights, looking for duels. They get the duels and they're able to spin it out their way after that. If they're allowed to do the same thing on Cobble, which B side is like practically designed for plateau rushes and drop, you know, drop aggression.
Yeah, I mean, the way that they've been playing Dignitas in this tournament so far has been a little bit like Fnatic just played, you know, very simple basic counter-strike. You get any opening, you make a quick call and you go for it, and they definitely didn't feel home on Train. You could kind of tell this was not their playground at all.
No. Next is going to be a map, and this is what I'm saying, right? Don't write Dignitas off just yet. It's just like G2, actually. I mean, G2 got 16-0'd, and we're still able to come back and win their map pick. True. Dignitas, perfectly capable of doing the same. Cobblestone is going to be a map that they're going to feel very confident on, considering the results, the recent results they've had on the map. It's kind of been their go-to, right? Oh, we're in a tough spot, go to Cobble.
Yeah, and just speaking of that, I would love to hear from the analysts about this particular map. So please, Alex, let's know what's coming up.
Will do. Thanks very much, Anders and Semler there. That's the first